Hello my violence-loving buddies, this is Depassion, also known as Mikkel. Welcome to the second segment of my review for No More Heroes 2 and wishlist for what I hope carries over into No More Heroes 3. In this segment I will be talking about the visuals and start to tackle the big beast that is the gameplay. If you've been enjoying yourself on this channel so far, drop a like, share a bit of info or what you have learned about No More Heroes in the comments. Do you want more? Then subscribe. Thanks for your time. Anyway, let's do this. Visuals. Playing video games on a literal overclocked GameCube has been a fantastic time over the years. The frame rate drops, beautiful colours, sounds and crashes have all made it a wonderful experience. No More Heroes 2 has a new art design which leans away from the cel shading and deep shadows, instead opting to give us colours which are not as popping, along with a slightly more realistic art style which I like in some areas, Naomi. This aids the new serious tone that is added and does turn into more of an undertone later. Effects are consistent with each drastically different environment. All these new locations are pretty lively or lived in, with a lot of character to each of them. Going through these stages has always been refreshing. We do get a lot more particle effects coming off beam katana slashes, projectiles and many other attacks. My favourite effect is the beam katana energy jolting and crackling over the goons and the assassins between strikes. The slowdown returns from the death blows with a vengeance of its own, because we can break things in our journey to the top. This also goes for how many things are struck with a charged attack. My poor console. I hope it can handle what comes next. Gameplay. Now it's time for the big beefy part of No More Heroes 2. I found myself tackling the gameplay more thoroughly than last time. I'm not sure if it's because I have a reference point to compare it to, or I've gained a perspective which I did not have when I first played the game. A few features of the gameplay experience will come under fire a little. This does not mean I hate the game or magically think I know better. I've just noticed a few gaps here and there which hurt the experience. Anyway, the controls are more responsive, especially on death blows, which help my skinny wrists. Any faults for the shortcomings of the controls I put to my third-party Wii remote, which I bought just for this segment of my journey to No More Heroes 3. Death blow animations feel more unique among their respective movesets and have their own properties. They have a bit less of a bam or a blast effect, which I enjoy for good reason. I see Travis as a more refined assassin in No More Heroes 2. His experience with beam katanas has become more precise, which means he is more effective with all of his strikes. This includes his death blows. Having a high and low beat attack combo string is satisfying, making a solid enough impact to make enemies stagger. This gives room for more self-expression, especially in boss fights, since they actually land and have an effect. On enemies it is even better because of a tasty sidekick that can send enemies slamming into walls. Gotta love them wall bangs. Wrestling moves are a lot easier to access. All are lethal, which can aid in quick kills, but losing the option for non-lethal ones and being unable to avoid the slot machine too is a bit annoying. It's great to be able to stun enemies easily. Encounters can quickly become slamfests with not a lot of effort required. Unfortunately, it feels like I can't choose the wrestling move I would like as well. Seemingly random, but I will dig into this another time and find out for myself. Let me know what you think in the comments about this. Wrestling moves do seem to lack that crunch and thud from the first game. We do however learn new wrestling moves from the motel room by checking the shelf for new magazines, and since this is a sequel, we have got some gains! The new addition to No More Heroes 2 is the Ecstasy Gauge, a wonderful feature that is tied to some old ones from the previous game. Your ki rises the more attacks you land and can reward you with subtle buffs to Travis, such as extended beam katana combos, getting stronger, beat attacks get faster, and even a beam katana called Penelope directly benefiting from your Ecstasy Gauge level. The Penelope gets longer the more Ecstasy Gauge you have, extending the otaku's length. Wrestling moves gain a shockwave upon impact, and finally there is this stab move which Travis can do as a counter, but I haven't landed it yet. A new feature also is the option to change beam katanas while in stages and boss fights. You get to cycle left to right for the beam katana you want to use. Travis is invulnerable during the change around, and the 16-bit designs for them looks nice too. Bloodberry is pretty balanced in strength and speed, battery is weaker. Camellia 3 is faster and has a longer death blow range, like seriously long. I'm surprised my console didn't crash because of it. Penelope is the slowest, strongest and can easily break blocks. And Rose Nasty, the fastest with sweet combos and best charge time. All of them handle nicely, stunning and staggering enemies differently too. Plus, being able to slash with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck is pretty sweet. Oh hey there, Happy Penis Battery. I'ma call you Chody. Dark side modes are back and a little different. Cherry has become Strawberry on the shortcake. Travis has a Super Mode, which stands in for Cherry from the previous game, and can be activated when Ecstasy Gauge is full. Having a Dark Side mode assigned to a button is fantastic, and I wish this became a standard, choosing to activate them like Anarchy in the Galaxy from No More Heroes. Speaking of which, the evolved version of that Dark Side mode is now called Gooseberry Sugar Donut. Travis spins and releases a big burst of energy. It looks pretty awesome, plus it doesn't shake the camera as much, which is nicer for my eyes. Gooseberry Sugar Donut does activate instantly though, but it is the rarest one to get, which is good. Cranberry Chocolate Sundae has received the biggest change. Travis turns into a tiger. He can slash, pounce, and tear enemies up. He's also able to run much faster as a tiger. This transformed state scares the crap out of goons, and that is honestly hilarious. The last Dark Side mode that has changed the least is Blueberry Cheese Brownie. Travis launches a keyball when he swings his beam katana. Overall, these Dark Side modes each have their own charm and changes, which makes them suit the faster paced combat system. Again, this supports my view on Travis becoming a more refined assassin. His Dark Side modes are not as major changes in gameplay, except for the Tiger transformation for obvious reasons. Big Tiger Energy. I do miss Travis yelling out the Dark Side mode names like anime attacks though. Loved, but not forgotten. Bizarre Jelly. But if I had to pick a favourite Dark Side mode, it would be Gooseberry Sugar Donut. What's yours? I hope you enjoyed this segment. Show your support by liking, subscribing. I like hearing from you lots, a lot, so drop a comment too. Next time, I will talk about the supporting characters, the goons, and how they affect our journey to the top. See you on the next journey. Take care.